Doesn't get better than this. Charging up. Got broken down Tesla. Man, these Teslas keep running out of charge. There's going to be a bunch of them scattered around here. Electric cars keep running out of charge around here.
Oh, I knew it.
Oh, Brandon's about to die. We can see him right over here.
Oh, he is going to put this in the bush. Brandon off-roading Model 3.
Look, it's my knight in shining armor. Coming to get me.
Jordan's still in Wyoming?
Yeah.
Long range rear drive, baby.
We've done 370 miles and we have more juice to burn.
Look at this. We got two trains meeting each other.
Ooh, pull over safely. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. We are not helping Tesla sales in the northern Colorado area. Everyone's going to think they just die all the time.
Can I do 9 more miles? I don't know.
Thank you to our sponsors for today's video: InfyPower, Amber, StarCharge, and Nokian Tyres. InfyPower is the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power. Amber offers a modern extended warranty for your Tesla's battery and more without the burden of long-term contracts or upfront payments. Check out the link in the description below to browse their plan options and get started with a free over-the-air diagnostic check. This video is also brought to you by StarCharge, the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world, and is also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage as well as microgrid solutions. And Nokian Tyres, a leader in safety and sustainability. Maximize performance and efficiency with their made in USA all-season tires and their dedicated Hakkapeliitta EV winter line from the inventor of the winter tire. Learn more at nokiantyres.com/EV.
Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to another 70-mile-per-hour highway range test comparison challenge. This time we have every single version of the Tesla Model 3 Highland refresh behind me. These are all of the cars that were available in the 2024 model year, although we all know Tesla doesn't do traditional model years. And we're gonna see how far they go on a charge. What we're gonna do is charge them to 100%, drain them till they completely die. We're gonna run them completely out of juice. We'll then charge them off of our Cybertruck and Lucid Air on the side of the road, hopefully in a safe location. And then we'll have a really good idea as to how each version of the Model 3 performs against each other in the same near perfect conditions on the same day at the same time on the same road. Doesn't get better than this. Join me for an awesome, hopefully, 70-mile-per-hour highway range test here on Out of Spec. Jordan, you joined me behind the camera, and what we're gonna do to make life easier for the viewers who don't wanna watch this full, long video, a lot of people just wanna know how far they went and don't care about the nitty-gritty testing procedures, is in the next clip, we'll actually give away the results early. Everyone doesn't wanna watch an hour-long video, we get it. But a lot of you might, because it's going to be really interesting to see how these perform over time, the efficiency differences, what happens when they run to zero. But we'll make sure you get the true 70-mile-per-hour highway range in the next clip after this. Before we get into that though, Jordan, we should walk through what are the cars we have and how do we run our tests.
Right. Yeah, we have 5 different cars, and I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of drama. We have a reality TV show here in Out of Spec, so if you don't want to be the cool ones to watch it all, we'll tell you the results. But yeah, do you even know which car is which, Kyle?
I know the performance is down there.
Right. Okay.
And I think, genuinely, I don't actually know. Oh, wait, I do, because the all-wheel, I know which one's what.
Okay.
Let's start with the LFP car, which is that one.
Yep.
So this is the standard Model 3. This is no longer available though, Jordan. You can no longer get the Standard Range Model 3 in our market. What's up with that?
Discontinued as of like this week.
Yes, and I think it had to do with import tariffs on Chinese batteries. This one had the LFP imported from China, but it was an amazing car. This thing you could full charge to 100%. They were reliable. It came with so much standard equipment. And I just loved the LFP for a lot of new EV owners, especially because you could just, you know, certainly they prefer to be handled nicely and not charged to 100% all the time. They still need to be for battery calibration, but not for storage. Anyway, they had such long durability that it's just awesome. Anyway, sad to see it go. I'm sure Tesla will introduce another version. We'll have to redo this test at some point in the future, but this has This was $38,990.
Yep.
And this car was spec'd, except for the white seats, pretty much as that.
Right.
And 272 miles of EPA rated range.
And these cars are pretty magically efficient, so I do expect it to beat that, but we'll see. That's why we're doing
60-ish kilowatt hours?
Yeah, about 60 gross, 57.5 usable, as far as I could tell.
And this car's pretty fresh. It only, I mean, all of these cars have less than 10,000 miles on them, significantly less. So they're all within our, you know, allowable space for testing, all with very minimal degradation.
And they're all within about 3, maybe 4,000 miles of each other.
Right, and they're all on OE tires, and we'll get into the specs in a bit. But Model 3 long range, Model 3 standard range LFP. This was the base car, no longer available, but still a lot of people have it and want to know how it does.
Yep.
Then there's this car, which is the Model 3 long range rear wheel drive, the new standard car. And the price has gone up now, Jordan, $42,490, with an EPA rated range of 363 miles. We know it goes a bit farther than that because we just ran this car yesterday in a range test against the Ioniq 6, which would be the video before this one.
Yep.
And it did amazingly well. So 42 grand basically before tax credits. You know, this thing's under $30,000 by the time you add in all the incentives. Not everyone qualifies, so it's not worth doing that. But you get great driver assistance, heated and cooled seats, you know, much better ride and noise performance than the previous refresh Model 3, and even better than its competitors. Glass roof.
As a standard car, I feel like it's really well equipped.
I called the Model 3 the best car in the world, and nothing has convinced me otherwise.
Right.
For just, you know, I'm talking about not performance car, off-roader, just if you need a car, and even if you're into cars a bit or not really, this is an amazing vehicle.
I think it's the benchmark for just the word car.
Yeah, the 3 Series was the benchmark forever.
Yeah.
And now it's the Model 3.
Right.
And if you can't release a new car into our market that can match this car, like if it can't match everything this can do, standard equipment, standard features, standard range, standard charging, whatever, blah, 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 don't even try.
Yeah.
Like, this car exists and it's amazing. And Tesla's willing to mass produce them, we've learned as well.
Right.
So very impressive here with this one. Also, shout out to Tesla for giving us this car, not forever, but as a test.
Crazy.
Didn't know they do that.
Well,
we didn't tell them we were doing this, by the way, but anyway, should be fun. And then also thanks to all the friends who have loaned their versions of Model 3s along. So that's Model 3 long range rear drive. Then we get into Model 3 long range all wheel drive, which is that white car right there and this gray car right here.
Right.
Couple reasons why we have 2 long-range all-wheel drives. You'll notice this one's on the 19-inch wheels. So we have also are playing around with wheel variants in this test. And this one's on the 18-inch Aero wheels. Interestingly, on a different tire than the long-range rear-wheel drive. Long-range rear-wheel drive's on the Michelin Primacy tire. This is the same exact battery. This is the Panasonic car with about 80 kilowatt hour usable, 79, 80. I pulled 80 out of that one, 79 point something out of this. This has a little bit more mileage, so makes sense. And this is on the Hankook Ventus S1 all-season tires. Same tire size, 2 different makes of tire. Isn't that interesting, Jordan?
Very interesting. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to diversify your tire offerings, but maybe there's some range benefit to those, and it's hard to say exactly.
Because that one came out slightly after this one. This is our friend Andreas's car.
Yes.
He was thrilled with his purchase. It exceeded expectations on our range test, and then that exceeded expectations even more.
Right. So every refresh Model 3 we've tested so far has gone past its EPA range rating.
Which is crazy, because that's not usually what we said about Teslas before in hand.
No, I know. Tesla's has never done that. So anyway, this one is the Panasonic dual motor all-wheel drive. So same battery, same everything, same rear motor as that car, just with a front motor slapped into it and a little bit different tire.
Yep.
And then it gets interesting with the other long range. The long range initially launched as not being available for the tax credit, Jordan. Do you remember that whole situation?
It's a little weird.
And it was the LG battery that made it not qualify. And so Tesla now will give you a Panasonic or an LG car depending on if you qualify for the tax credit. This car charges worse than the Panasonic car.
Yep.
But then may have slightly more capacity. It's going to be a little bit interesting, and maybe some better degradation performance as well. There's obviously pros and cons to every type of cell here, but we're talking minutia. So first of all, we're going to run this car with the different battery, which will be interesting, but then we'll also have the different wheel.
Yep.
So what we can do is we can see if they have different capacities out of them. We can do a little bit math at the end since we'll know the efficiency of that car.
Yep.
And we could say, okay, if you had Aero wheels with this battery pack, how far could you go?
Yep.
Extrapolate the capacity. And if you had either car with different wheel combinations, we'll know the efficiency of them.
It's so fascinating to do these all at the same exact time.
Yes. So I'm really glad we have this car, and shout out to our friend Andy for letting us borrow it. And then we step all the way up to the performance, which is maybe the best performance car value on the market right now.
It is really impressive.
We should run through the ranges because I forgot to mention them over there as well.
Yeah.
But we'll go, you know, in a minute and mention EPA rated range. Dude, this car, how much is it again? $54,490?
That's a steal.
Is that the base price?
Yeah, yeah.
And this car pretty much is base. I think it has FSD.
Yeah.
But regardless, doesn't really impact the performance of the car. Wow. My dad just got one of these. Very jealous.
I kept telling you should get one.
I have one. I have the previous generation Model 3 Performance, and I love it. I mean, I had to exchange the suspension for KWs and everything, but this car is amazing. We've done plenty of videos on this, and it's just awesome. Aside from thermal management and brakes, but the thermal management a lot had to do with, I had the LG battery for the European version. This is the Panasonic car.
Yeah.
So that should be a bit better. And the brakes really are the main problem, but that's easily upgradable. Just go to Mountain Pass Performance and select all.
Select all, add to cart, buy now.
Yeah, and then you're done. Just get a Mountain Pass Model 3. That's how I would do it. I love it. So walking in order of EPA ranges.
Yeah, right. It's been a long few days.
We have this car, 272 miles EPA.
That's LFP. Yep.
Yep. Then we have all-wheel drive. Oh no, sorry. Then we have performance 303.
Yep.
A huge bump between performance and all-wheel drive up to 341. So not quite 40-mile difference between these, but just for the wheels.
Yeah.
That has a different motor in it, the performance, different rear motor. I think the front motor is identical. And
different front splitter, which has a little bit of aero stuff, a little bit of a spoiler in the back.
Aero changes, wheel and tire mostly is the big one. But then, that car is certainly, you know, a different car in a sense, different bumpers and stuff. So you've got 272, 303, 341 for both of these. I think it goes down on the 19-inch wheels. It's on the website, but we didn't check it.
Nope.
And we'll insert that here. And then this one, which is 363, the long-range rear drive. Okay, so now we've walked you through the cars. We are going to walk you through the testing procedures, but before that, a lot of people don't care. Let's insert the clip now, hopefully at the end of this video, Jordan, and tell everyone how far they went.
The now discontinued Standard Range LFP model has an EPA of 272 miles. It did 277 miles with 213 watt-hours per mile. Good efficiency. Performance, on the other hand, 303 mile EPA, it underperformed, did 288 miles with 265 watt-hours per mile. Then we have the long-range all-wheel drive with the LG pack. That has the bigger 19-inch wheels, which means a little less efficient, so the EPA is 305 with these wheels. It did 308 miles at 249 watt-hours per mile. Then we have the long-range all-wheel drive with the Panasonic pack, which has the aero wheels. 341 miles EPA, it did 365 miles at 215 watt-hours per mile. Finally, the long-range rear-wheel drive with EPA 363, it did a whopping 386 miles at 206 watt-hours per mile. That's almost 5 miles per kilowatt hour. Now back to this crazy video.
Testing procedures, Jordan. We should shout out all of the friends who are joining for this one. So it's going to be you, thank you, Alyssa, Lacey, Brandon, and AJ.
Yep.
So we have 5 people. I'm going to be on the rescue team and also just managing from the outside, making sure everyone has the cars set, you know, all that stuff.
You're playing director.
Yeah, I mean, so Brandon's done range testing with us. You and Alyssa have, but AJ and Lacey, it's their first time. So I really just want to make sure they, you know, follow the procedures. It's very awkward doing the range testing at times because you have to like not draft, but then also not get stuck behind trucks.
Yep.
And you can't really pass trucks that quickly. So there's a lot of like traffic management that you're doing.
Yeah, scientific as possible. And you know, we have good conditions. It's the middle of the weekday, so we shouldn't really see much traffic. So it is all in our favor so far.
Yep, exactly. So what we've done is we had all the cars set the tire pressures at the hub.
Yep.
And we basically went one over factory because they had all been driven this morning.
Yep.
And then coming here, of course, they'll heat up throughout the drive, but all the tire pressures were set. We checked temperature and pressure, and we're all set, which is awesome. So that's good. So that's our big variable.
Yep.
Then what we are going to do is DC charge all the cars up to 100% and then make sure all loads are off of them once they complete. And then we will jump on the highway, setting climate control between, I think we're actually going to set them all at 70 today.
Yeah.
70, passenger vent off.
Yep.
low climate. So eco mode for climate. There is no eco mode. Chill on the drivetrain. And then we jump on the highway, drive 70 miles an hour until the shortest range car, which will either be the Performance or the LFP. I'm not sure which.
I'm really curious.
I think probably the LFP, but
yeah,
we'll wait till the LFP gets to about 55% state of charge, somewhere around there. We'll take that exit. Everyone will stay together for as much time as possible so we can log a good efficiency comparison. And then once cars start dropping off, it's kind of free for all to maintain 70 miles an hour for as long as possible until the car shuts off.
Yep.
And we will, once everyone hits 0% indicated, we're gonna recommend they take either Owl or Buckeye. So they're on either end of the frontage road, and you can run 70 miles an hour on the frontage road until the car dies.
Yep.
So that's the plan. And I think, you know, conditions are good, weather's good.
It's foolproof.
I don't know about that.
Knock on fake wood.
But I'm really excited and I'm really thankful for the opportunity. So to all the people who loaned us vehicles, we have to thank Brandon, Andreas, AJ, Andy, and Tesla. Okay, Jordan, time to do some charge management. Whichever's the first one to complete, we have to swap the long range rear drive on.
Yep.
And so this one's at 93%, this one's at 88%.
This is 99 right here.
99% on the LFP. And we did calibrate this car ahead of time. AJ did full charge this a couple times beforehand.
93 here.
And 93% here.
So pretty quickly we'll pull the LFP off and throw the long range on.
Yeah, and then all these cars take a while to top calibrate. Yeah. What we should do is we should make sure that all of the climate controls are set, all the settings are set in each car. Okay guys, here's how we're gonna set up all the cars. From the top, we're gonna go auto headlights, of course, dynamics in chill, everything else set normally. I'm gonna keep apply brakes when regenerative braking is limited off. This way at 100%, we can coast as much as possible without risk of friction brakes taking any of the efficiency out of the way. Charging set to 100, of course. I'm putting all the cars on basic auto steer with double click. This way they can use adaptive cruise or lane centering if they choose, but then also no risk of the car automatically changing lanes on its own, which is really important when we're sort of doing this weird traffic thing where we can't draft cars, but we also don't want to, you know, impede traffic. We just want full control over everything. Other than that, that all looks good. The next topic is we have to reset our trip computer. So we'll also all hit reset as we pull out of here, but I have it queued up as range test here in the card, and we should be good to go. So that's all of the settings that we'll be doing on every single one of these cars. I'll be repeating it across all of them. And the other thing I should mention is climate is on 70 on automatic low with just the driver on. We've turned off rear and the passenger. So that is, that way they're all the same. And since we are gonna probably complete this car at 100, we'll shut it off to take all loads off, and we'll just kick everything on when we're ready to go. No surprise, the LFP charged to 100 first, so we're gonna put it over here. All loads are off for staging, and then we're gonna put the long range rear drive up to 100. And now we have 3 Panasonic packs and 1 LG pack going up to fully charged. Let's just do one little tire and wheel check. So we have the 19-inch sport wheels here on this Model 3 with the LG pack. It's on Continental Pro Contact RX tires, and it is a Tesla OE tire. So this is the only car here on Continentals. Then we have the long range rear drive here on the Michelin Primacy 235/45/18 versus the 19s, which are 235/40/19. So same width, 18 and 19 inch here, which is pretty interesting for sure. And again, this one's on the Michelins, but then the all-wheel drive is on the Hankook 19-inch tire, same size, 235/45/18 square stance. The LFP, let's check to see which one this is on actually. I'm not totally sure. This one's on the Michelins. Michelin Primacy All Seasons. So same as the long range rear drive, this car is on the identical tire. So both rear wheel drives, same tire, which is kind of cool to get that side-by-side comparison. And then the Performance is actually the only one here on staggered wheels and tires. It's also on the 20-inch setup. It's a Pirelli P0, 235/35/20 up front. And then on the rear, 275/30 R20s. Same, all the caps are in. So it's about as close as we can get everything. All the tire pressures, again, were set at the same time with the same temperatures. So they should all be identical. The rise throughout the test should be identical. and we are pretty much getting ready to roll. So Alyssa, you're going to be taking the long range all-wheel drive on the bigger wheels on this test.
Wow.
So how do you feel before the test?
Exhilarating. It's so exciting to do these tests.
What do you think is going to happen?
I'll run out of battery on the side of the road, and lights will go off and you will rescue me.
Yep, so make sure you show the viewers what's going on. And you know the Owl Road exit, of course. You've been doing this every day this week. Yep.
Sure do.
All right, well, sounds good. Let's go see what this thing's got in it.
Hey guys, it's AJ. I am participating in this range test. I have the LFP 2024 Model 3 rear-wheel drive. This is the shortest range of the trims, and yeah, I'm really excited to see the difference between this and specifically the performance, because those two models have the lowest range out of the long range and long range dual motor.
Rolling in the Model 3 performance will be Brandon TeslaFlex. Congrats on $1 million, dude.
Thanks.
That's pretty amazing.
It's huge.
That is epic, and thanks for taking the time to do the range test with us. So what are your expectations on how this will go?
Well, I mean, I've had my little aero inserts off for the entire time I've owned the car, so maybe 285. I mean, it's rated for 303 by the EPA on a harder testing cycle, so I mean, I thought the Cybertruck would do worse than it did, but maybe this will actually do pretty good.
Yeah, I guess time will tell, but overall, have you been happy with the Model 3 performance as an owner?
Yeah, it's a great car. I mean, probably the best sale you can get for the price.
Totally agree. Well, thanks for joining, and looking forward to seeing how this thing does, because I think this is the car everyone wants, but a lot of people are concerned about the range hit, and you cannot fit the Aero wheels onto the performance. You have to get the Martian wheels.
Yeah.
The 18s from Tesla won't fit over the brakes, but the Martian MW08s do. So if you want 18-inch wheels for your performance for winter or whatever, not a paid sponsor, we just love Martian wheels, get the Martian MW08s. Okay, you've actually had those on this car already.
Yeah, I had 19 inches, and they were pretty good. About the same efficiency because they were wider too.
Okay.
But I mean, I like the look of them.
Yeah, me too. Nice, awesome. Lacey, back again for another out of spec video.
Yep, here I am, back again.
This is the first hardcore test you've been a part of, though.
Yeah, I've only been part of the races, really, and I guess like reviews for like my car. That's it. So,
yeah, shout out the Nissan Aria that you have.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's nice.
Your video did really well. A lot of people watched it.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, it's a good car. Some things that I would like to fix, but I mean, overall, loved it. So
you have Model 3 experience. You had our Model 3 for a little while.
Yep.
And so now you're going to be in the new refresh car. So already I'm sure you can see some differences.
Yeah, no stocks. Again, just like the race to Vegas, so super happy about that. Not really, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, it's super nice still. I love sitting in this really fancy car still, so can't really complain.
Okay, cool. Well, you've got one of the longest range ones, so I think you'll be second to last to die if everything goes to plan.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I think Jordan said he got 370.
Yeah.
Okay.
370 at 70, and then it went like 2 more miles past that till it died.
372.
Yeah, conditions are a little bit better than when we ran this car, so we'll take the best numbers of whichever cars we run and put those on the website.
Okay.
So fingers crossed, and hopefully traffic is light today. It should be.
Yeah.
Jordan Schieffer driving the Model 3 long range. You're going to be out there the longest.
There's 2 ways to look at whether I'm winning or not. I'll be winning because of the longest range. I'll be losing because longest time before bathroom break, I guess.
Yeah, so pee now.
I did.
Okay, great. So yesterday we got 385 miles, or 384 at 70.
2 off my guess.
I think it can do more.
Okay.
I think this is a 390.
I think so too.
And conditions are a bit better today.
Yeah. This is, I mean, 400 would be crazy, but I don't think we're seeing that.
I don't think
it's close.
Dude, if it does
very
400.
Close.
That's the thing with these tests. They are impacted by conditions. We eliminate as many variables as possible, but that's why if you're doing a comparison, it needs to be same day, same time, same roads, which is why they're all here right now.
Yep.
That way we can feel comfortable saying that this car goes X miles farther than that car in the identical conditions, not one in the middle of winter, one in the middle of summer.
It's just insane. This is true benchmark material, and I can't believe it's this good. So.
Yeah, and it's the base car now.
It's the base car.
So enjoy it. I'm sure you'll be helping direct everyone because you'll be out there.
I'll be the field.
I'll be working on the rescue operations. And Yeah, let's get moving. We should be close to complete on most of the cars now.
Yep.
They're all at 100, just top balancing. Lacey's going hardcore into a burrito. What the heck?
Well, I have to fuel up at the same time my car's fueling up. So
Oh, okay. Mandatory.
that's how these go usually.
Are you saying it's hard to be in shape as an EV driver?
When I'm going on trips with you, yeah.
Yes, it
I
is.
spoil myself at the gas station, yeah.
Mine has lettuce.
What?
You're so healthy over
It's
there.
a salad, basically.
But we all just found out it's Lacey's birthday today.
What?
No.
Holy shit. Happy birthday. And thanks for doing it by driving a car literally to nowhere.
Yeah, for 5 hours. I feel like that's how you celebrate 25. Woo! Thank you.
That is dedication to the cause of science.
Yeah, I know. I think this is the first time and maybe only time I'll celebrate it this way, but anything can happen, so thanks for having me involved in this.
Holy smokes. Okay, everyone's complete. All loads are off the cars except for Brandon. Dude, what, you want to
forgot how to top charge a car.
You want to explain what happened?
So they must have changed it, or you said they changed it.
Yeah.
That it doesn't show when it's like completely done because they don't want people to wait for it to be 100.
Yeah.
So I saw 100 in my app, didn't really look on the car screen, just unplugged it, thought it was done, so I didn't touch it. And then Kyle was talking about how those are pulling like 10 over 100 or 10 kilowatts over 100%. And I was like, wait, like, oh, mine did that.
Yeah.
Plugged it back in and it's pulled an extra, basically like 2.5 kilowatt hours of energy.
Yeah, people
So-
would have been pissed.
Yeah, glad you caught that.
Yeah, so what's funny is Tesla shows complete at 100% before the cars are actually done.
Yeah.
And so you got to keep them plugged in until it actually cuts off charging. That's when when we.
And I guess on a supercharger, you wouldn't even notice that because it wouldn't tell you.
I think the numbers would still go. We could test
I guess
it.
it probably would hold it, but it wouldn't
Yeah,
directly say on the. You would see 100 and it'd be done. You're like,
Right.
okay, I'll just leave.
yeah. This is the only way to top calibrate, get every last drop of juice in there. So nice. Anyway, we're just waiting on this one. We should be close because you're at like 1 kilowatt.
Yeah, it's pulling 8.6 kilowatts now.
Oh, yeah, little surge.
internal?
That's fine. May have just run the battery heater for a second. They'll do that occasionally. I just heard the contactors click. Charging complete. We'll keep climate off. I'll give the command on when to set climate and then also to shut off the passenger vent.
Okay.
And then we will stagger our launch onto the highway. Okay, you're all set. You can head out and we're gonna stage up on the on-ramp. So just wait for us to get up behind you. Okay, everyone's heading out. Fully charged. Alyssa, go, go, go. Nice, all the arrow wheels ticking. And then Jordan.
We know I'm gonna get the longest range, but we don't know by how much. So, appreciate everyone waiting for us here. 5 Model 3 is just some regular ass traffic heading out on the highway. This is gonna be so awesome.
All right, guys, we are pulling out of the Wellington Charger at the Maverick. I'm right behind the Standard Range LFP Model 3.
Here we go. Yeah, I think I was, again, told I'll be in this car for 5 hours straight. So leaving at about 12:14, heading up to Cheyenne and then taking I-80 all the way to Nebraska and then on the way back. So wish me luck.
So we've got all the Model 3s right here in a row. There's the LFP. And actually, we're good to go. Man, everyone made the light. So we're good to rock and roll. We're just gonna space everyone out about 10 seconds, but can't believe we did this.
It is now my turn to go. Gonna accelerate to 70 miles an hour very gradually.
All right, I have everything set up. Kyle is literally patrolling over here. Everything is reset. Climate is on. No passenger. Woohoo! And we're off.
I'm blocking the on-ramp so we can let everyone off basically every 10 seconds. Oh, this is freaking awesome.
Gonna reach my way up to 71 indicated, which is 70 GPS, and we should be good to go. We're hoping for a big number here in the caboose of the lineup. Working my way up and should be just about set and go. 71 indicated.
So I am boogieing in the Cybertruck right now, just going to check up on everyone. So here's Jordan cruising in the long-range rear drive. All is good. We've got some good spacing going on here. There he goes. Looking nice. Let's go catch up to everyone else and see how they're doing.
Okay, also GPS indicated through my Waze app that 71 is in fact 70.
All right, we had about 1 mile of construction and now we're finally out in the open road. We shouldn't even see the construction again. Wow, Cybertruck. Anyways, because that's the exit we will be using for our looping when we get back to the start line. So I am back here as the caboose. Kyle's going to check on the rest. Should be a really fun time. Again, gorgeous weather. We just checked the wind again, basically no wind. Couldn't ask for better conditions. About 81 degrees Fahrenheit as we're departing, and we should get back with still pretty good temperatures because we're starting around noon, which means we should be all wrapped up completely before sunset, which I am very excited to see.
This is the second lowest range of the bunch, but man, does that car look great. Almost worth it. Who cares about range when you can get that power? Sick. Well, I have charged ahead in the Cybertruck and I'm pulling off here at the Wyoming sign so that I can get a video of everyone going by. You'll also get an individual check-in from each participant as we cross into Wyoming with their state of charge and efficiency, if everything goes to plan, which sometimes happens. So we'll wait right here. It says stop. There's nothing around us. I don't know why you're freaking out. And yeah, let's wait for everyone to come by and get the clips. Welcome to the beautiful state of Wyoming. All the Model 3s are coming through. So we have the Standard Range LFP going through right there. Nice. And then we have the, let's see what we have coming up here. The Model 3 Performance coming here. Then we have the Model 3 dual motor Panasonic car on 18s going through into Wyoming there. Then there's got to be another one on the ridge here. Yes, here's one. This is the Model 3 on the 19-inch sport wheels. This is the LG car. That's Alyssa. Nice. Holding up traffic. That is the annoying thing about this test. You do get into some weird traffic situations. And then just around the next bend, Jordan did wait a little bit longer to get on the highway in the long-range rear driver, but we should be seeing him any second now. There it is. Model 3 long-range rear drive. Perfect conditions today, very little wind, high 70-degree temperature. And there we go. The cars are off on the range test, and I'm sort of corralling everyone together in this thing, but I actually have to go charge this and then catch back up to them.
Over here in the LFP, say, welcome to Wyoming, just crossing the Wyoming border. Our consumption is 303 watt-hours per mile. We've done 21 miles so far. Autopilot did put me in autopilot jail, so I'm currently doing cruise control, keeping it at 71. We're at 89%, still going strong.
I think we're at 92% and just passed the state border. Now we're in Wyoming. So yeah, doing pretty good so far. Still maintaining this distance between me and AJ, I believe. I don't know what this means, so hopefully this means something to the viewers. But yeah, if I sound stupid, Jordan, feel free to cut it out.
And we are crossing into Wyoming right now. I'm at 90% battery. My efficiency is 360 watt-hours a mile, but I expect that will get better as we get further in. Right now it's not that great because we're climbing a hill, but you know, overall, gone 22 miles in the last 21-ish minutes, and my estimated range is still 90% battery, but 270 miles of range at 90%.
There's the buffalo on the hill in the rearview mirror, and I'm coming up on the border of Wyoming. So, what is our efficiency back here in the back of the pack? And the long-range rear-wheel drive, we have 291-ish watt-hours per mile, just under 300. Yep, there's the sign. There's Kyle. Cybertruck looks pretty cool at that sign there. Awesome. Waving, love it. Man with a hoodie, and it's 77 degrees outside. Okay, anyways. Yeah, just over 3-point-something miles per kilowatt hour. I don't really know the exact math there, but low threes. But we should see that improve throughout the rest of the drive because we had to climb up some elevation to get to Wyoming, and now we're pretty much crested, and then we'll go a little bit down into Nebraska before we turn around. So a few miles outside of Cheyenne, just gonna keep on cooking here. We've used 6 kilowatt hours, 22 miles. Yeah, all good stats here, and the most efficient one of the bunch, I think. We'll see. Obviously I'll go further than the LFP car,
but I really do wonder if that one will have better efficiency, because again, he's working with a smaller battery, so we'll have to see between these two cars how that looks, but I think he's probably going to have a leg up in that regard.
Okay, we are now on I-80 right now, and they must have redone this road since the last time I went on here. I guess that was in March when I did the Cybertruck range test. This is a nice road. It's so smooth. There's a semi behind me right now. I lost the other Model 3 that was with me, but we're just chilling right now and doing pretty good.
All right, guys, I had a little bit of a silly goose moment. I was following the highway signs, but I should have totally followed the Tesla in front of me. Sorry, AJ. But yeah, it said take this exit to go at 85, and I was following 80, and I'm just, you know, it's fine. It's my birthday, and I was getting fireworks, so that's my official excuse. But we're back on track, and I was making sure I wasn't accelerating too heavily as I was getting on and off these highway ramps. I will go over now just so these people can get over, but yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Everything will be okay.
75% check-in on the rear-wheel drive LFP Model 3. 75%. Watt-hour per mile is 212, and we've done 68 miles so far. Still going strong. Honestly, really sad they discontinued this variant, because for someone that doesn't drive a whole lot like me, this is a perfect car starting at that awesome price. You get ambient lighting, you get most of the features, ventilated seats, rear screen that the dual motors get, and you still get that in this variant. I really do think this is probably one of the best price per quality, but also just for what you get. It's an amazing car.
All right, well, the LFP car just hit 75%. I still sitting up here at 82%. Actually, it was about 83 when he hit that. And I'm also edging him out with 208 watt hours per mile. That is almost 5 miles per kilowatt hour. Insane. And it does look like so far that the LFP will die before the Model 3 Performance. That's actually not too surprising to me. It's just a smaller battery, even though the Performance has, you know, less efficient wheels, tires, aero, etc. Smaller battery does definitely weigh into consideration here. But yeah, an hour into this drive, so wow, LFP is still small battery, means still 4 hours of driving essentially. I've probably got 5 hours total, or maybe 6. I don't even know. This is gonna go a ways.
All right, we are at 75% now in the Model 3 Performance with 70 miles driven at 262 watt hours a mile. We're currently in Pine Bluffs, Wyoming, and pulling into Nebraska right now. We are still at 74%. Not much change since the last update. If I look way up here, you can see the Standard Range Model 3, and behind me somewhere is one of the other Model 3s. Way back there, you can barely see it.
Nebraska, still over 80%. Nice. Chips are pretty good too. Maverick brand, not amazing, but pretty decent. So no complaints here.
All right, we just kicked over the 75%, and here's all the data. We've gone 77 miles and averaging 235 watt hours per mile, which is pretty decent.
All right, so it just got down to 74%. Sorry, I missed it right at 75.
Checking in the long range rear wheel drive Model 3, we've got 75% here, and we are checking in at over 5 miles per kilowatt hour, basically 5 on the nose. That is 199 watt hours per mile, and just about to cross 100 miles. That is a tremendous 75% check-in. I don't think I've ever seen that amount of range. Again, conditions are absolutely stunning. We have 0 wind, not even a breeze. The grass won't even move. We have the tiniest bit of tailwind coming out of Cheyenne. So yeah, there we go. 100 miles, 75%. That is fantastic. Screenshotting that. Good to go. Continuing on. 20 kilowatt hours pulled out of the battery.
Honestly, having the time of my life. Real Model 3, awesome ride, really smooth. So yeah, I will probably take this next exit. It says 10%. I'm gonna try to not draft this truck. Yeah, it's showing 10%. I can maybe push it. Jordan did mention that the next exit would be another 10 miles after this one. Exit 55, going to be really smooth on the accelerator. So that turnaround point was 56%. We did 129 miles with 195 watt-hour per mile. Super, super efficient. I really do wonder what that long-range rear-wheel drive is doing, but we'll have to wait and see. Being very gentle on the accelerator. Now we're on our way back to Colorado. And then I'll probably have to do a couple loops, because it does say I'll arrive with 3% to Buckeye, but it'll probably be, I'll probably arrive a little bit more, I'm guessing. So about to hit 71. There we go.
All right, we are getting off the exit right now. We're turning around. I'm at 57%, but the standard range is turning around here, so we are all turning around. And if you look up here, we are already turning around in the Model 3 standard range. So let me do the same thing. I'm gonna slow down because I can't blow through the stop sign at 70. Getting up there, almost into the off ramp, and we are just about at 70.
So turning around here, at my turnaround, I am 192 watt hours per mile. I don't think I've ever done a turnaround with 5 miles per kilowatt hour, let alone more than that. We're at like 5.1 or something. So that's incredible. Easing on here towards the on-ramp back again, then we'll ease back onto our highway and head back west. This is incredible. I know I've said this so many times about this car, but this is just like truly the benchmark. And so many other cars have so much work to do to get this good. It's crazy. Absolutely impressive.
All right, so I just hit the exit. I'm at 65%. I'm going west on I-80. This time I actually want to go west on I-80. Here we go. But yeah, here's all the stats that you guys might be interested in. Yeah, like I said, 65% at 2:11 p.m. Shouldn't be too far behind everybody, but I kind of did that to myself. So slowly ramping up as I get on the highway. This is so painful. I've been riding next to this truck for like the past 2 minutes. For a little bit, he was like matching my speed, and now he's finally just kind of going back down to, I don't know, 69, 70 miles per hour, but just slowly passing him.
In the LFP Model 3 rear-wheel drive, we just hit 50%. We've done 141 miles. We've consumed 28 kilowatts, and our watt hour is 208. We're on our way back to Colorado now. It's on track to beat EPA, which is crazy because it just shows you how much range these cars have and how well they're doing.
Right as the LFP car hit 50%, I am still at 64, actually was 65, and it just went from 198 to 199 watt hours per mile. So I am sitting with over 5 miles per kilowatt hour. This will continue to dip because we are climbing slightly back up to Cheyenne. So I just wanted to mention my efficiency, even though my efficiency will say about the same, maybe even worse than the LFP car at my 50%, it's because of the location at which we're hitting 50 is much different. So the overall efficiency at the end of the drive is what we'll really want to pay attention to after all the driving is said and done. But wow, I'm honestly impressed with both these cars. Both cars being nearly 5 miles per kilowatt hour, nears makes no difference. Even with my car having a bigger battery is really, really impressive.
We are now at 50% battery, and I have gone 145 miles with an average of 254 watt hours a mile. We had a little bit of construction. I go a little bit faster, a little bit slower, but it hasn't been too bad. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna get pretty close to my 285 guess. 303 just seems a little too good to be true, but maybe I'll be wrong. I was wrong about the Cybertruck. I was way off by that, so maybe I'll be off by this too.
All right, I'm getting to a good turnaround point, so I am actually going to take this exit and turn around. The end trip is around 3%, so I think that gives me enough buffer to play around with everything. So I'll update you guys again when I'm exactly at 50%, but I think the next exit was a little bit far, so I'd rather be closer to the frontage road area than not. So this was my choice. And I just keeled over to 50% here. And here are my efficiency notes for everyone to see. And getting some warnings to stay below, charging needed to reach destination. So seems to be a good point to make that turnaround.
All right, it is 2:46 and we just hit 50%. We're at 215 watt hours per mile. And so, yeah, still going through the construction zone. Halfway there, halfway to zero. We'll see how the elevation change affects the rest of the mileage once I have to loop back around after getting to Fort Collins. But yeah, looking pretty good. I think it's kind of following what's on paper so far. Jordan is still probably gonna last the longest, but I'll be the second longest.
All right, 50% snuck up on me. We are now at 49, but that was about 180, probably 185 miles at 50%, and 211 watt hours per mile to right about 4.75 miles per kilowatt hour, which is phenomenal. So we'll just keep seeing what our efficiency does as we crest over Cheyenne, head back down towards Wellington, and then we'll be doing another loop, probably back to Cheyenne and back at least, because we'll be arriving with 30%, so we got another 30% to burn once we get back there. Absolutely awesome. That's no news. We're just business as usual over here in the rear-wheel drive long-range Model 3.
Another report, 25% report for the LFP Model 3 rear-wheel drive. Just hit 25%, still arriving with 2%. We traveled 198 miles, consumed 42 kilowatts, and our watt hour went up quite a bit, went up to 214. We should go back down by the time we get back into Colorado.
Holy cow, and as the LFP hits 25%, I'm here with 46%. And we're both tracking with about the exact same efficiency, so 213/214 watt hours per mile. Near as makes no difference. Really, really quite interesting. Very impressive.
All right, we are at 25% battery and still in Wyoming. We have driven 204 miles with an average of 269 watt hours a mile. So honestly, not amazing, but this is the least efficient Model 3, so it's pretty much what I expected. And if you look way up here, you can see the Standard Range Model 3. It's about at 25%. That one should maybe die first. Honestly, I don't really know. It could be me.
Okie dokie, we have hit 25%. Here are all my lovely numbers for you guys to read. Yeah, efficiency's been really good.
All right, a little bit of a headwind at the end coming into Cheyenne there, which I think hurt our efficiency. We're at 217 watt hours per mile, so don't get me wrong, that's still amazing. But yeah, we're doing the loop now to go down to 25 south to head back towards where the LFP car will die. In theory, he should make it to the Owl Canyon exit, so that's when me and Lacey and the rest of the team should be able to turn around, do a bit more looping, and just figure out what excess energy we can pull out of these cars. Looks like maybe a little bit of weather ahead too. We'll have to see. Keep an eye on this. These clouds here might hit a little bit of rain, which would also maybe hurt our efficiency just a hair. We'll find out, but I'm easing my way back up here to 70 miles an hour, 71 indicated, and boom, there we go. Onwards.
We have got the Lucid and the Cybertruck ready to go as the guys are running out of charge. These cars are both charged to, I don't know, 70 or 80%, something like that. Should be plenty to go. Put a few kilowatt hours in each of the Model 3s. The Lucid will use the vehicle range exchange mode, which actually can do 40 amp output. The Cybertruck, we're just using a Tesla universal mobile connector, like the little included ones with the cars. I guess you got to pay for them now. But it came with the Cybertruck and it's 32 amps. I couldn't find a 40 amp EVSE here at the hub. I may have one over at the office, but that's okay. 32 amps is fine. We're just got to put a couple kilowatt hours in these cars, and you'll see most of the Teslas charge really slow when they're dead. They'll take like 1 or 2 kilowatts and good to go. Weather's looking great down here. It's pretty still, a little bit cloudy, but that's okay. And very much looking forward to seeing the results on all of these cars. This is a great day to do it.
Oh no, we have some rain. Not much. A little bit of light rain here. Hopefully that doesn't affect me too much, but That does take away from my, I guess, initial joy of what could have been an absolutely perfect range test. Now it's slightly sub-perfect maybe, but not too, it's really not too bad. That's just a tiny little rainstorm. Still expecting good results here, but will it beat yesterday's result of 384? I don't know. My guess yesterday was 386, so I was off by 2 miles. Will I be more on or more off? And will Andreas still owe me a beer? Or a second beer? We'll find out.
We are down to 10% battery now, and I have gone 245 miles at an average of 269 watt-hours a mile. Colton is waiting for me with the Cybertruck at this exit up here. So once I get there, I'll log my efficiency, and then I will have him follow me until the Model 3 dies, and then charge it up with the Cybertruck. We are now taking the exit to turn around. So we are at 8% battery, 255 miles traveled with 266 watt-hours a mile. Model 3 standard range is right up there in front of me, but I gotta exit right here.
I'm gonna go back on. We did 254 miles, 54 kilowatts, and 212 watt-hours per mile. Make sure this is clear. All right. Then we're gonna hop back on and do one more loop.
There are the guys, Brandon and AJ, just pulling off on the highway. I'm going to follow AJ and charge him up in the Lucid, and Brandon will get picked up by Colton in the Cybertruck. So we're going to head north. Colton and I may even wait here for a minute, and then, yeah, we'll see those guys as they go. So let's continue.
And we are getting back on the highway. There is the Lucid and the Cybertruck. So let's see if I can get the Lucid to go in first. Probably not, we'll just go. All right, gotta go up to 70 miles an hour.
All right, and the rear-wheel drive long range is about to exit at Owl Canyon with much more energy in the pack. 32% state of charge. We're looking at 210 watt-hours per mile. So what is that, 4.8 something? Not really sure. But we are exiting now, 53 kilowatt hours used, plenty of more juice to burn. There goes the Cybertruck and Lucid somewhere over there. Couldn't really see them, but I am focused on driving. They're going to follow one of the other cars as they continue on. So, turning around up here, we're going to keep trudging back towards Cheyenne, probably do another huge loop or so because we have plenty of juice to burn. For reference, this is 254 miles into the range test. And so if I do another, I don't know, 150, that's 400 miles. I don't think I could do 150 on 32%, but we will see. Stranger things have happened. But I'm expecting to at least match yesterday's number, even with the rain, maybe. We'll find out, but I'm optimistic. I'm feeling good about it. We'll see how far our buffer is below zero as well. That's also part of these tests. So let's jump back on the highway.
Alright, I'm at 26% and I'm about to take the Owl Canyon Road exit, which is where the other Teslas are meeting to charge. That's how long they lasted, but just at 25% and 218 watt-hours per mile. So I'll be taking this exit. Hopefully I'll be able to see them, say hi, but then I'll just keep on going.
AJ in the LFP Model 3 is down to like 2% state of charge. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to exit. We'll take one loop down on I-25 South, and then we'll run it down on the deserted frontage road, which is the safe option to do. So that's our plan. We will exit here at Buckeye Road and take one more loop of the highway, and then I'll pick him up at the other end of Owl. Should be fun.
Colton here, reporting in the Cybertruck. I have been following Mr. Tesla Flex up there in his Model 3 Performance. Just cruising along. Kyle's ahead up there in the Lucid. Looks like they are getting off here. Curious to see. We are continuing on.
We are merging back onto the highway. I'm following AJ in the LFP3. Now, LFP can do some weird things, of course, down low, so we don't really want to risk it. I've seen some of the cars go 30 miles past zero. I've seen them go shut off before they hit zero, which is a perfect case where this will be the last highway stint for this car, because we might be running the frontage road for a while. He may not be. You just never really know with LFP, but he has fully charged the car a few times this week to try and get the BMS in shape, and but again, you just never fully know.
All right, so it's saying to exit in 10 miles. I don't think I can make it 10 miles. So This will be interesting. But thankfully the Cybertruck is right behind me, so if anything happens, I'm fine. But here I go, back up to 70 miles an hour. Let's see how far we get.
The Model 3 LFP has just hit 0% state of charge. Things are good here in the Lucid. We are at 70% state of charge, just following behind, and he's still able to maintain 70 miles an hour, no problem. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this Owl Canyon Road, and then we're gonna jump on the frontage road over there. Just typical range testing procedures for us. This way we have a safe, out of the traffic way, no risk of being on the highway shoulder, and we only need to charge him up for a little bit to get him down to Wellington at the fast charger. So should be great.
Actually hit 0% in the LFP. We have 265 miles, 57 kilowatts, and 213 watt-hours per mile.
All right, so I'm gonna take this exit right here with the Cybertruck right behind me. I throw my signal on a little bit early, just so Colton knows that I'm exiting. Still going at 70 miles an hour. You can see these dots up here. They're not really that low yet, so I have a 3 kilowatt hour battery buffer, Kyle said, so I should be able to make it a little bit further, even at 0%.
Here comes the alarms. So we're gonna keep it coasting until it does die. So there goes the hazards, just coasting right now. So now that's completely dead. We did 277 miles, 59 kilowatts, and 213 watt-hours per mile.
The LFP is just dying right ahead. I thought I would stop and wait, but then I thought maybe that thing is actually pretty close to being dead, and I'd get halfway, and well, it happened as I was on the way over. So great, let's head to go rescue him.
And Smart Car absolutely ripping it. Get it, little buddy. Go, little small friend. Actually seen a lot of these guys around lately. I don't know what it is, but Smart Cars are coming back, folks.
Foot is to the floor. Come on. 278 miles. Come on. Yep. No more power. Oh man. All right. Awesome. Look at that. 278, 59 kilowatts, 212 watt-hour per mile. Awesome result.
We are still going 70 miles an hour, and I've gone 281 miles at 267 watt-hours a mile. You can see right here, there's not too many dots still. It's probably about halfway. I got half power. But, I mean, how much further can this thing go? 285, maybe? 290 would be insane, though.
All right, turning off onto 80 once again. It's almost like we're repeating the range test. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to go back onto 80 for another 30 miles, then turn around, then go back to Wellington area. That should get me there at about 0%. But even after the climb back to Cheyenne, still 214 watt-hours per mile. I'm just still floored. I mean, that's nothing new at this point, but 280 miles in. I've got 30 miles left to the exit, so then another 30 back, and then another, what is that, 40 back? I don't know. That's some math adding up to some good numbers right there. We'll see what happens. The other cars, I think we've probably about to lose 3 cars already, so it's just me and Lacey hanging out in the white cars, the dual motor and the single motor, both long range. Aero wheels make a huge difference, as we can tell by the fact that Alyssa's car is definitely already basically dead, or Near's makes no difference. So big effect. I mean, even if you go to the Tesla website and play with the configurator, you can see just how much the aero wheels affect versus the I guess bigger, whatever they're called. Tesla always changes the name of their wheels, but if you toggle between the 2 wheel options, you'll see a difference in the EPA range rating, and it's not small.
I've got our Lucid range exchange cable right here. So I love this feature of Lucid. You can export 40 amps of power, because that's a limitation not of the car but of the mobile connector. We've got the J plug right here, and we're going to go in. I got to hit start sharing in the car. On the screen, if we go in, you can take a look. It says ready to charge, starting to charge.
Heard the contactors.
Yeah. What does it say? 40 amps available, or oh, you only have a 32 amp onboard charger. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm curious, is it going slow at the moment? 11, 12. Wow, this is more.
No, it's not.
Dude, you can shut off climate, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, that's
5
different
kilowatts,
behavior.
yeah.
The NMC packs like trickle charge down low.
Sweet.
And this thing just boogies right off the bat.
Pulling.
Great. So we'll give you
awesome.
I don't know, 20 minutes of charging. Doesn't get better than this. Charging up. Got broken down Tesla. Man, these Teslas keep running out of charge. There's going to be a bunch of them scattered around here. We are not helping Tesla sales in the northern Colorado area. Everyone's going to think they just die all the time. Anyway, beautiful views of the mountains right now. And yeah, we'll let these things charge up.
Here we go. I just got the battery too low warning right here. We are on the frontage road. It's gonna hold 70. It says unable to drive. We're in motion right now, so I don't know what's going on. It's probably gonna start screaming at me.
Oh, Brandon's about to die. We can see him right over here. Hazards on.
Those flashing lights up there are Mr. Brandon in the Model 3 Performance. There he goes. So let's follow him. It's getting down there pretty good now. We're at 41 miles an hour. Oh, he is going to put this in the bush. Brandon off-roading the Model 3. Nice. All right. Very nice. That's a range test, folks.
And just like that, hit 0%. 2 miles until my exit, so I should be good to make it there. Buffers on these things are usually pretty good, so I think 2 miles I should be pretty good. But currently, here is all of my data for everybody to see. 293 miles, 73 kilowatt hours, 250 watt hours per mile. So doing pretty solid, still have full power. So I'll get on that frontage road and keep maintaining speeds until this thing starts freaking and blinking out at me. And again, I'll update you when I can't do 70 anymore and log all of that stuff. So here is the sign for Owl Canyon Road. Should be good to go. No derating. All right, still maintaining speeds. I believe this is Cotan. Saving somebody else.
You full throttle the whole way?
That was, yeah, it was like 45 and I couldn't even go that. Now we got the tap in there. All right, is it already starting to charge? It says ready to charge. Okay, it's charging. There we go.
There goes Alyssa, cruising some more. I'll be next to probably go pick her up.
Unable to drive. Okay, so we hit it. 308 miles. We are at the threshold. That was actually perfect timing, right at the loop-de-loop. All right, so let's go until we can't go no more. All right, I'm getting the bells and whistles telling me to pull over safely. It's done. So I think there's a nice little exit right here that we can turn on. We still got some speed, you know. I'm gonna keep going. Oh, here we go. And dead. 309 miles. So only a mile until it stopped.
We are rolling up on Alyssa right now in the long range dual motor. She found a great place to pull over. Way the heck off the side. That's awesome. So I will flip around, and actually no one's even around. I can just back it in right there and we'll be completely off the road. That is perfect. Nice work, Alyssa. She is very safety conscious. Therefore, we are always safe when Alyssa is around.
Look, it's my knight in shining armor coming to get me.
Yeah, 60 miles to get back to the charger. So I just did a 120-mile loop, basically. I've done range tests where the entire range was less than 120 miles, and that's like my second loop. So, spinning around here, it does say 2% arrival of the charger. It did say 0 before. It's kind of been oscillating. I could have kept going, but the next exit wasn't for like another I don't know, 7 miles, which is 14 miles extra, and that just felt a bit too much possibly. So I'm gonna ease back up. I can always do more looping back closer to the charger where I am rescuable by the Cybertruck or the Lucid. But in this case, playing it safe feels good. At a minimum, I should be seeing, I guess, 300 and, what is that math, 70 miles? Wow. Plus whatever's below zero. So I do think it'll be close to yesterday's and very close to my initial guess, which was 386. That's my goal today. Let's see what happens.
All right, and we are now plugged in, and this time we actually should get 40 amps to the car, which will be awesome. So nice work, Alyssa. We are now in the Model 3 long range with the 19-inch wheels. You use 77 kilowatt hours, which is a little bit less capacity than I've seen from the other ones. So 7,000, no, same as the other one. So yeah, I think this might have slightly less capacity than the Panasonic. Could just be a guess, but that's from full to dead, maybe high side of 77. Alyssa, we need to think about how much energy we want to put in, and this one charges a little bit faster because we can do 40 amps, because I didn't know where our 40 amp connector is for the Cybertruck.
Oh.
So we're doing 9 kilowatts out of this. And it took it right from the beginning, which is cool. It didn't sit super low. You know how the Panasonic backs sit at like 1 or 2 kilowatts for a while?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting LG behavior. I mean, you do know that. We've done that for a while now, where they'll sit like 1 or 2, take forever, and then ramp up for like after 10 minutes. LG takes the juice from 0.
Whoa.
That's an interesting and nice benefit, actually. Doesn't compensate for the crap charging performance, or thermal management, or power output, because that battery can't output as much power as the Panasonic, which is why the US, we get the Panasonic version. Alyssa, you just told me an embarrassing story, which actually happened to me yesterday as well.
Oh, okay, so we're in the same boat.
Yes. Would you like to share with the viewers?
So I was using autopilot and I got kicked off at 88%.
88%. So did you stop or did you just steer manually?
No, I steered manually because I knew you'd be able to see whether I stopped or not, so I steered the whole way.
I did the same thing yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, you did cover up the camera, so it literally was just you not putting up enough torque on the wheel.
Yeah, and I wasn't even doing anything. I think I was just looking at my nail or something and it just went off. I was like, oh.
Contactor just clicked, made it back to the charger. Thanks for Kyle giving me that extra little boost to get here.
All right, Alyssa, just as we have charged up the long range with the 19-inch wheels in the LG pack, Lacey is coming in at about 1% right now. So I'm going to unplug you. We've put in more than 3 kilowatt hours. You should easily make it to the charge point station. Just take it nice and gently, and then see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. All right, Alyssa, have a safe journey. Hopefully you can make it. Just take it nice and easy. You got it. You got it. Hell yeah. Enjoy. There goes one, and there goes Brandon right over there.
Beautiful, beautiful Cheyenne. The colors are starting to change. We're getting close to the exit here, and still sitting at 210 watt-hours per mile. It's really settled in right about there. And now it's saying 3% arrival. So I will be doing 370 miles, then burning 3 more percent, and then below zero, whatever's left. That is insane.
All right, off to the charger he goes. Nice.
Here we go, my last trip through Cheyenne, back on a 25 for good. We'll be doing another loop probably further down, closer to Owl Canyon exit, where everyone else has essentially dropped out of the race. I heard Lacey just hit 0 in Andreas's dual motor long range on arrows, so I've got an extra 7% to burn. And that's crazy, using only 4% to go the next 26 miles. This is just such a great, like, if I'm setting out for a road trip, this is just the ultimate car. I mean, sure, Lucid is nice, but this is half the price of like a comparable Lucid, 1/3 the price of the Lucid we've been testing. Absolutely crazy.
I don't know why, but Andreas has showed up. Maybe to grab your car. Yes, this is, electric cars keep running out of charge around here.
Oh, I knew it.
All right, so I'm at 1% state of charge. It is 5:16 p.m. My exit is coming up, and this number, the arrival state of charge, keeps changing from 0 to 1%. Since it's at 1% now, that means I probably still have like 20 miles. So after I take this exit, I'm gonna get back on the highway actually and take the different exit. Go back up north, take the Buckeye exit, and then take frontage road from there. So, well, let's see, now it says 0%, but since I do still have like 20 or so miles, I think I'll take, I don't know if it's 0%. Okay, I'm going back on the highway.
I told Lacey if she was at 1% to just get back on the highway and go, which she is. Will she follow the frontage road or will she get on the highway? Because your car can go pretty far below 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's getting back on the highway.
Nice.
Proper. You know, it's
Awesome.
her birthday today and she's driving your car.
Yeah.
Because you didn't come up here to drive it.
Oh my God, what an honor.
Yeah.
Lacey, thank you.
Merging onto the highway. Okay, so 215 watt-hours per mile. I'm at 0% right now. I made it 347 miles before I hit 0. So we'll see how much into the negatives I can go, but 347 is from 100 to 0% according to the car.
There is Lacey in Andreas's long range right there on the highway, and she is at 0%, doing 70 miles an hour still. Proper out of spec driving. Nice, there it goes. And then she'll take the frontage road back down. Jordan's still in Wyoming?
Yeah.
Long range rear drive, baby.
I'd say based on Jordan's estimates, I still have like 10 to 15 miles left. So I might push past them.
Look at this, we got 2 trains meeting each other. Hello! That's cool. So they're doing a very slow pass, but these are some big boy trains out here. This one's actually not that big. But that one seems like it goes on as far as the eye can see. 71. Yeah!
Alright, the range is just too good on this. I had to turn back around on the frontage road. Now I'm just gonna keep going back and forth on this road until I die, basically. It looks like at 361, I might have around like 5-6 miles left. So just gonna keep going back and forth between Owl Canyon and the other one. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, we'll see just how long this takes. Okay, I just got the notification, unable to drive. I don't know what that means. I'm still driving and I still have cruise control on, so, and I still have maybe 4 miles. So can't wait to see what other notifications come from this. But Kyle is right behind me in the Lucid as I'm straying off the road. I'll probably have to turn around again up here. So I'll see you guys when I'm dead.
Nice, that was Jordan right there, and he's still got many percents. So I am following Lacey, and we will get her charged up as soon as it dies. I think she must be dying because we are losing speed. So she must be wide open throttle in there. Must be dying here pretty soon. We'll know as soon as the flashers turn on because Tesla automatically kicks the flashers on.
Ooh, pull over safely. Okay, here we go. I think I'm not gonna do that. I think I will just wait for this to pull me over. Yeah, I'll just be on the side of the road. People can go around me if needed. I haven't seen anybody pass me for a while, so I'll be pretty good. But yeah, it's interesting to see it just like slowly brings you down to slower speeds instead of just kind of cutting it down to like 20 or something. Oh, it turns the hazards on at 365 miles. Oh, so that was about 18 or so. Oh, 366. So like 19 or so miles below 0. 366. Okay. And park. Battery too low. Charge immediately. Autopilot. Oops. Pull over safely. Alright. I made it.
Here we go. Owl Canyon exit once again. We have 206 watt-hours per mile. We're not going to quite hit 200, which is 5 miles per kilowatt hour. I don't know if we ever explained that math in this video, but 1,000 divided by this number equals miles per kilowatt hour. Sadly, not quite that, but honestly, about as good as we can get. I do have 2% more to burn, so I will be doing another 10-mile loop at least, because this car does have some buffer below zero. Once traffic clears, we'll just turn around, hit the on-ramp once again, and keep moving. Still no like noticeable power limitation. We're still fine. We've done 370 miles, and we have more juice to burn. Onwards.
All right, we've got the adapter. Andreas kept it in his center console, very normal place. We're gonna plug in, pairing to share, and no key detected.
Okay.
But it is charging.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Awesome. So we can come over here and you'll see communicating, contactors just clicked, and charging. Great. Okay, you've got to go to a birthday dinner. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Nice. Looks like a party over there on the side of the road. I've got juice to burn. Just hit zero at this point, 376 miles, but I still have 3.9-ish kilowatt hours according to Scan My Tesla, so I still have juice to burn in the buffer. We'll see how much of that I can actually retain at 70 miles an hour. I am going to do one more stint down the highway just because I know I can. It's about 6 miles. Then I'll jump onto the frontage road where I know I can still retain highway speed, which is fantastic. Yeah, I'm really curious how far I can go at 70. This thing just won't die. Literally won't die. I think Andreas is going to owe me a beer, although he originally guessed 402, I think. So, let's see, what's that math? 18 miles difference between our guesses. No, 16 miles difference, which means if this gets more than 494, I owe him a beer. Interesting. All right, well, we'll see what happens.
So this is the first Panasonic pack that I'm picking up off the side of the road. And they do this 1 kilowatt thing. They just don't take much juice. But we'll put in, I don't know, 3 kilowatt hours, and then this car can make it back. Again, Andreas, a repeatable 79 kilowatt hours since the last time we did the range test in this car.
Yep.
So it was warmer when we did it last time. So 365, I'm guessing. 364, 365,
yep.
Which is, yeah, about 5 miles less than the warmer conditions, which makes sense. Not that it's not hot out or anything. It's 77 degrees, but there was some wind here, a little bit of headwind, but also when we ran the test last time.
A slight wind, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, conditions are always...
Yeah, I mean, still, it's
in the region.
Real world range test, so
yep.
There's wind in the real world.
And that's why we're running them all today on the same day.
Yeah, amazing.
Because if we looked at a range test one day and a range test another day, there's these little things that can get involved.
Yeah, exactly.
You now join me on the frontage road where I can still do the highway speed. 383 miles now. Still says about 3 kilowatt hours left in the, I guess, reserve at this point. So just gonna keep going, but you can definitely tell we have a power limitation there. Those dotted bars next to the speed represent limitation. So it's going to be progressively harder to get back up to speed. I do wish this frontage road was just a bit longer, but yeah, at this point we are at 384, which is what Kyle did last night, I think. So still got more juice to burn. I guess we had slightly more optimal conditions. We are ending at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about the same temperature that we started at, which is nice. It's really nice to end a range test during the daytime for once. But maybe it's the slight advantage in the conditions that led to a better number. It's telling me I don't have energy to get anywhere, but it don't know. Cybertruck is up here getting ready to follow me, and we will just keep doing this loop. The frontage road is a much safer place to loop because I can stop, pull over on the side of the road. This frontage road is not used by literally basically anyone. There he is, nice. So, safe place to run it out, see just how much energy I can get, but that 394 number is the, I guess, the oscillation between whether I owe Andreas a beer or he owes me a beer. So it's very interesting when you have things at stake. And it's really funny because the further I go, the better chance he has of getting a beer, but I just want to see what I can do. Can I do 9 more miles? I don't know. Oh, we are climbing a little bit of elevation, and that means I cannot keep 70 miles an hour. It is dropping. I guess it was actually 386 when it actually came off 70, so I'm going to give myself that. That's insane. And 206 watt hours per mile. That is almost 5 hours, 45 minutes of driving. It's like 5 hours 40 is about when that happened. 80 kilowatt hours is what we basically pulled out of the battery. So, holy cow. We'll see if we can make it up to the exit up here. But that means, geez, this is just, I mean, I've lost for words. There's nothing left in this car. And that means you can do almost 400. Not quite 400. That would be pretty epic. Oh, pull over safely. Vehicle is shutting down, and we're gonna pull over right up to these guys. This is so funny.
Look who's coming by us. We're on the side of the road, dead, charging off the Lucid. Oh, it's dying too. Look at it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we are done. Wow. Time to sit and charge with the sunset.
Hazards on, doing 31 now. Not much left in that Model 3. Ooh, and really slowing now. Can he make it to a safer spot than we are? And he's dead. Get the Cybertruck over here and get Jordan charging.
My rescue. Hello. Dang, this thing is dead. So I thought I was gonna end up where they were, but we just went past them by about a half mile?
Yeah.
Not bad. Hopefully it still charges. It said shutting off features to conserve energy, so hopefully one of those features is not charging capability.
Hazard lights even.
Green, there we go. Nice. All right, we should see very, very low, like 1 kilowatt for a little bit here, just as it brings up the voltage. But how about that? 389, but highway speed was 386.
Wow.
Which was my exact guess yesterday.
Was it really?
Yep.
That's awesome. So 6 amps.
Yep.
She's dead now.
Trickle charging, brother.
Well, we're walking up, checking on these guys, and seems like things are going well.
Kyle and I, we do this walk every day after work.
Our sunset walk.
Good evening, Kyle.
Well, a successful range test is over. Thank you to everyone for joining, especially Lacey for joining on her birthday. That was epic. So we have the numbers. We've made all the cars, by the way, all the cars made it back to the chargers and are juiced up now. And no car really sat dead, so successful. What should we start with? Should we go in order of range or price?
Let's do range, I guess.
Okay, so we'll start with the least range. The car that died first was the Model 3 rear drive LFP. And that car still exceeded its EPA rated range. Every car here actually exceeded EPA range except for the Model 3 Performance.
Yep.
That was the only car that did not. So the Model 3 LFP, the standard range, which is no longer on sale, 272 miles EPA, it did 277 at 70 miles an hour, and then coasted 1 mile till it stopped.
Nice.
213 watt hour per mile. Incredibly efficient, Jordan.
Yeah, that's close to 5, 4.7 to 8, something like that.
Of miles per kilowatt
miles per kilowatt hour. Yeah, which is a magical number. I mean, Lucid touts the 5 as like impossible to reach other than them.
Okay, well, they have a big car and it is pretty impressive,
right.
But to be honest, we have not tested a Lucid Pure on the highway yet.
Yeah.
And I'd be really curious to see how it does. These are much smaller vehicles.
Yep.
So, I'm not here to doubt Lucid's efficiency. It is amazing. We experience it with this car, but
we gotta check it out.
They're not exclusively efficient.
Right.
Okay, then the next car that died was the Performance. This was kind of actually what I expected, and I don't know why, but we all expected the Performance and the LFP to be around the same, and it really was. It did 288 miles, so it only did a few miles past the 277 of the rear-wheel drive base car, and which is kind of disappointing because the EPA range on that car is 303 miles, Jordan.
Right. I expected it to do a bit more, but again, I don't know exactly how the testing was done.
We have some curiosities though, because we got the least amount of capacity out of that car.
Yeah.
We, all the same procedures, everything else got 79 kilowatt hours out of it. Did you get 79 or 80?
I did 80. Yep.
80, yeah, because that's, I don't know, that rear drive, it's just got a little bit, just ticks over to 80.
Juiced.
Juiced, I don't think so, but it's just, it's fresher.
Yep.
But Brandon's car was pretty fresh as well, his Performance.
Yep.
Is this car moving?
Yeah, it's just going away.
Okay, Andreas is using ass. Actual smart summon. So that was curious. Anyway, it did, one of the reasons I think we got a little bit less usable capacity was we had higher consumptions. Right. And we all know that as you increase your output power, your usable capacity goes down because of increased heat loss. So I think it was probably very high, 78 kilowatt hours, but usable, I don't know, what his efficiency was 265 watt hour per mile, significantly more consumption than the very low 200s of the Aero wheel cars.
Right, yeah.
And I really think if you were to put on a set of 18-inch Martians, or the 18-inch Aeros won't fit on the performance, unfortunately, but if you could put a better Aero optimized wheel, that'll make a world of difference.
Yep.
Okay. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. 288 miles at 70 in that performance, by the way, but it did end at 293 because he coasted a little bit with the wind behind him, I think, at the end. The next car that died was the 19-inch Model 3 long range, the one on the sport wheels. Makes sense. But what I didn't expect was the efficiency difference between the sport wheels and the Aero wheels being massive.
Huge, yeah.
I don't see any reason to get the 19-inch sport wheels on a Model 3. Yeah, they look cool, but dude, that is a massive range hit to the point where it was 308 miles Alyssa did in the long range versus 365 miles. So it was 60 mile, just under 60 mile range difference.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Which is a lot. I mean, the EPA testing shows almost 40 miles difference, so it is definitely a difference, but yeah.
And to be honest as well, they had 2 different battery packs. So we learned a couple things from this to extrapolate data. We wanted to see the usable capacity of the LG battery, which seems a little bit less than the others. Alyssa only got 77 kilowatt hours out of that car.
Okay, yeah.
But I think the cycle life and durability is a bit higher. And it also charged full speed from 0 to from completely dead. But the charging performance and DC is not great, and you don't get nearly as much capacity.
Right.
Therefore, I would much rather have the Panasonic pack than the LG pack all day, every day, without question. That LG pack just isn't great. So the final stats for the Model 3 long range on 19-inch, again, 308 miles, 249 watt hour per mile, and its EPA range, Alyssa ended at 309, coasted for 1 mile past. Its EPA range was 305 miles, so it surpassed it by 4 miles.
Yeah.
3 miles.
Yeah.
Math. Then, second to last was the all-wheel drive long range on the Aero wheels, which we had already tested this car at 370 miles at 70 miles an hour. And today the conditions were a little bit cooler, maybe not as perfect as the day that we did the other day, but you know, there's always variables.
And it has another 1,000 miles or so on it, so.
Right, and it has some more mileage on it, but still very, very close result, within 5 miles.
Yeah.
Which shows that, okay, even on 2 different days, the tests are within less than 1% of each other.
Right, yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I was really happy. We've never actually run the same car twice before.
Yep.
So it was really cool to see that repeatability. And that car did 365 miles, far surpassing EPA at 341. So for some reason, the long range on Aeros is like EPA range rated a little bit too low.
Yeah.
And then just blows past it.
Yep.
And 215 watt hour per mile, sipping the juice. I mean, really almost identical to that LFP.
Yeah.
We should make an asterisk for that LFP. It has the factory spoiler on it.
Yes, which makes a little bit of a difference, but something.
It definitely is not helping anything. So, you know, the LFP maybe would have gotten another mile or 2, I think, without the spoiler, realistically.
Yep.
But I don't think we would have seen 280. It would probably have been 278, 279 instead of 277. But that is something we have to mention.
So this is interesting. Andreas's car went past EPA by about 25 miles, and my car did as well. The long range rear wheel drive, which you're about to talk about, is.
So the long range rear wheel drive is the Range King, and it's also the base car. So it's the best road tripper, the best on a single charge. It's the car to have.
Yep.
Really impressed with the value on this one. And you did 386 miles at 70 miles an hour, and the most efficient as well, 206 watt hour per mile.
So it's almost 5 miles per kilowatt hour. And to your point also, we did this car yesterday. So we did another car 2 different times, and it was within 2 miles of each other. So very, very close repeatability here, which I really like.
again, your car was rated for 363 miles, you did 386.
Yep.
So the long range variants on the aero wheels just go forever.
Yep.
The sport wheels hurt range too much to even consider them, I think.
I agree, yeah.
And then the performance is really cool, but I'm actually a little bit disappointed with the range.
Yep. That's a good way to sum it up, actually.
And so I think the thing Model 3 needs would be like another LFP offering. I really love LFP for the standard car. It's just mindless, beat the crap out of it, they handle it. I would love to see that come back. Doesn't need any more range, I think. Actually, even the charging performance of that car was awesome as well. Just bring it back somehow with cells that qualify for the credits.
Yeah.
And then on the performance side, give us more capacity. I want a bigger battery, faster charging, more cooling, more hardcore. So like Model 3 as a performance car still needs some upgrades from thermals and brakes.
They should go talk to the Hyundai Ioniq 5N engineers.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great things in N that are not in Model 3 performance that should be, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And then so bring back the standard car, juice up the performance, but the one everyone really should buy, Jordan, is the long range rear drive.
Yep.
You put a set of Nokian Capacities on there for the winter.
Unstoppable.
It goes forever. If you need all-wheel drive, you're really not giving up much range at all, and you're getting a little bit more straight line performance. It's just, that's the sweet spot. Model 3 and the non-performance long range variant, amazing car.
Yep.
These things rock. So any final thoughts, Jordan?
I mean, you summed it up pretty well. I'm just blown away by the base and even the middle trim, the all-wheel drive one. Because a lot of people in Colorado are obsessed with all-wheel drive, even though tires make much more of a difference. I get it. It's also a little more performance, a little bit faster. So, but yeah, I agree. I wish LFP was still around. Like if they brought it back and even cheaper, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I really think they could.
Because it doesn't have a lot of range, but like if it's your city car, it's plenty of range.
I actually think it has plenty of range. I think they could take 10 kilowatt hours out of it.
That's probably true, yeah.
There's so many superchargers now. Where are you going where there's not a supercharger? Just make it charge like a monster.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was our epic Model 3 range test. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate it. And we'll see you on another one again soon. Bye-bye.